Hey there, welcome back. We are in the middle of fall, obviously, but we've got to look for Christmas things because if you don't get these things early, you'll miss out. And so I am going to do a series of fun Christmas videos, and I'm just going to take you guys around to the different stores. I'll mix it up with some lookbook versions of videos where you can just enjoy in mostly silence with without a lot of commentary. And yeah, it's a little odd though, because of course it is beautiful where I am. I think it's a perfect 65 degrees. And I'm out on the balcony because I am doing a couple of fall things. First of all, I have to do some maintenance on my plant here, and I'll just show you what I have going on. It had some issues going on, and I think I can solve it if I can just get some cleaner soil in here. So we'll see what we can pick up. While I am at Walmart picking up the soil, what I plan to do is to take you guys through the Christmas aisle. I know that there's some things that I'm going to pick up today, so I'll certainly share those. I have another goal in mind to work on my tea and hot chocolate drink bar. Today we'll focus on all things introducing Christmas 2025, and it works out perfectly because of course at Walmart items for Christmas outside where the things for the plants and outdoor things are, and then just inside of the doors of Walmart, of course, you can get the full run through of a few aisles of the Christmas ornaments and the things that they have just inside of the door. So it's going to work out perfectly as far as that goes. And I already have my eye on some things. But this video isn't for you to rush out. Again, this is about being intentional. It's not about for you to rush out and go pick up the latest and the greatest. But, maybe last year you were thinking of bringing in another color for this year, like I am. So last year, you probably know I did the black and gold. And I'm going to be bringing in a lot of the beautiful, beautiful browns and taupes. I can't wait. But meanwhile, if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to join. I am posting frequently on the community tab, so if you guys get notifications, it's because you've turned on your notification bell, and you'll see that I give some things during the week that are not exactly incorporated into a video. Hopefully you guys are following on Instagram. I'm there every day, and so let's go. It's beautiful weather, but let's go Christmas shopping. Okay, so we are back from Walmart. It was a pleasurable trip. So I have some surprises to share. I'm going to cook a little fall meal real quick. Let's grab a little meal and then I'll share with you everything from my trip for Christmas at Walmart. So I am down on the floor because I'm in my office. I thought the light was best here. It has gotten dark outside actually, but I wanted to quickly share with you guys since I had the meal and changed into something a little more comfortable and I'm in for the night. So I wanted to share with you what I got at Walmart. Unfortunately, so the good news and the bad news. The good news is they had some of what I'm looking for. The bad news is I've got to go on a hunt. I told you, look at the calendar. If you don't get these things, forget about it. Anyway, I'm trying to just get my strategy together to go out and get some more of these beautiful chocolate. And these are the shatterproof. So you see here, we've got the 2-piece, the really large ones. I was able to get 2 of those. And let me reach for it. So 2 of the, and I think these are they 8-inch? I think they're 10. I think these are 10 inches. It should be on the box. No. So very beautiful camel color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some of the 3/8 inch ribbon and just tie a ribbon on them and hang them from the tree limbs instead of course, I don't use hooks anymore, but instead of any other of the gizmos that I have used over the years, it's going to be a different look, a more elegant look. Now you can, if you want, you can still do what I mentioned to you before last year. I say it all the time, is to cluster. So if you can't find this, a size that's, something like this size, you certainly can cluster and then you're getting a double bang for your buck because you're able to really pull in 2 colors at once. So, it clusters like that. But in that respect, then of course you would be using a zip tie would be a good option to tie the 3 together. Otherwise, if you're going to use the technique of hanging it on a ribbon, or you could even keep these if, silk, but I'm going to use a thin ribbon. And so aren't they beautiful? They're beautiful. Beautiful, shatterproof, perfect price, 4 in a box. So I do need a couple more. I need some more chocolate. There was only 1 box of those. And there were only, I think, 4 or so boxes of these. And I bought them all. So I do need to get a couple more of these because I like the bigger ones. And I don't have to have, so my strategy for my tree is, I figure I have 4 sides and then I've got about 4 layers because I've got a 9.5 foot tree, 9.5 or 9 foot tree. And so even if I'm not using exactly the same size, as long as I'm getting that color in or color combination, I'm okay with that. I can mix it up. So I'm not sure what I'll find. I'll go on a hunt at the next Walmart. But the bottom line is I need to get into Amazon and process my order for the ribbon. And I'll have it linked in, I'll have that ribbon linked in my Amazon storefront because you're not going to want to wait on this. They do come in every color. They come in lots of colors. So, and they're very, very pretty. It just gives the most elegant and old money look, very soft look, and they hang and dangle instead of being really tucked and tight. So just a different look. Last year I was tucked and tight. This year I think I'm going to hang and dangle. And so this one is really this is beautiful because of course it's got that fluted look. So that is what I came away with, and they did have all the colors as you saw. But I'm going to go to my other Walmart near me, and I'm going to see if I can grab what I can in these colors, because after this I have to go to Hobby Lobby, but Hobby Lobby is closed on Sunday. And so if they have what I need on Monday, fine, but I'm not going to take too many chances. I'm going to go to Walmart and see if I can find it there first. So I want to thank you for joining me, and this was fun. If I find anything else tomorrow in Walmart that I didn't show you today, what I'll do is I'll post a video to the community tab. Instead of creating a whole new video, I'll just post it there or Instagram. And so join me on Instagram, because that's the fastest way for me to get quick content out to you in my stories. Again, I want to thank you for joining. The next time we're together, we'll be going to Hobby Lobby. And as I said, it'll also be a couple more different formats, but I have some fun things planned for the holiday. Meanwhile, it is fall, and so I am going to get in my kitchen and put up my hot tea, put up my chocolate tea. I don't drink coffee, so chocolate and tea bar. Nobody in my house drinks coffee, so chocolate tea bar, and I'll bring you along when I find some goodies. I'm going to go searching next week for some goodies for that. Let me know in the comments if you're bringing in a new color. So black was my color last year. Again, I said that earlier, but bringing in some of the browns. And so I'll scale back on the black because, of course, black takes over. Black is in charge. And so I will scale back on that, bring in more of the chocolates, and really lighten it up some with this. And I may go with a little bit of ivory. That part I haven't decided because I need to look at my inventory. So anyway, we will see each other again, but I want to invite you to leave me a message in the comment. I read them. I read the comments. Leave me a message in the comments. I want to know what your Christmas colors are, and if you are doing, sort of a retake on last year's design, sort of mixing it up and making it look a little different. Are you bringing in new colors? Are you bringing in a different metallic? How are your colors changing? So let's talk color. And so have a good week. Bye-bye.